And you know how books are almost always better than the movies? Not this time. Hey nerds, welcome back to my channel. It's time. You have spoken and I have heard y'all. Today, oh my god, I'm already laughing. Today we're gonna be doing a movie review over Beautiful Disaster. It's a disaster, alright, cause y'all. But before we get into that, please leave a like. It really helps me out and I appreciate it. Thank you. Now let's get into this. So if you hear something in the background, that is my AC / heater like running. I'm not turning it off. Usually I do because it's distracting and it's like in the background. But it is literally 12 degrees where I'm at right now. I'm not turning the heater off. So if it bothers you, so sorry. Okay. Beautiful Disaster is a romantic drama based on a book by the same title written by Jamie McGuire. The story follows our main character Abby, who tries to start anew by attending college. That is where she meets Travis Mad Dog Maddox, and they just you know what this is. It's literally YA romance. Do I have to even paint you a picture, honey? Y'all voted on this to be my next movie review. It was between this and Purple Hearts and this one, so remember, y'all asked for this. Okay, let me talk about how I even heard about this movie. So I get lost in rabbit holes on TikTok all the time. I'm sure most of us do. And then I fell down the YA rabbit hole, Wattpad rabbit hole, romance rabbit hole, book talk rabbit hole, all that stuff. And then this was like all over the place, this movie and this book, and I was like, oh my god, like yes. And then I'm like, okay, I'll do some more research. So I started watching other movie reviews on the movie, including Kennie JD's. She did excellent. Y'all go check out her channel, link in the description. Bad Movies in a Beat. If she ever sees this, I don't know if she'll ever will, but Kennie, hi, I love you so much. I've heard some things, and then I heard that Dylan Sprouse is the main love interest. And I said, oh god. Let's talk about the two main characters. So our main character of the story is Abby. I literally just said that. How repetitive of me. She is your typical YA romance character. You know, good girl, blonde hair, blue eyes. We've seen this many a time, okay? This movie was produced by Wattpad Studios, so this type of character is like their go-to. And then you have her love interest for this movie, Travis, played by Dylan Sprouse. When I found out that he was in this movie, I was like, Dylan, what are you doing here? Like, I guess being an actor wasn't enough for you. You had to like get your own storyline going. He's the run-of-the-mill bad boy character in this scenario. He's an MMA fighter. Hold on for a second, because I just realized something. Why are all the bad boys like in YA or romance books, why are they always freaking MMA fighters? Or boxers or stuff? Like what's that about? Is that inspired by like real life occurrences? Like all the hot guys are like gym rats and MMA fighters and kickboxers and stuff? That's what y'all be going after? No shade, but I'm like, why is every single bad boy YA character an MMA fighter or some kind of boxer or something? That's as much I'm gonna do on the characters of this movie, because this movie has taken up enough of my time. Let's get into the plot, hunty. So the movie opens with Abby on a plane leaving Las Vegas behind. Her father has trained her to be an expert poker player from the time she was a little girl. She didn't want that for herself anymore. She wanted a new life, a new start, you know, fresh, clean slate. So she was like, deuces, I'm going to go start anew and go to college and live a normal life, as she should. So she gets to college and she moves in with her friend America, and they're living in the dorms together. And one night they decide to go out and have some fun, okay, as college students do. They decide to go to this fight. So it's Abby, America, and her boyfriend Shepley. Oh, I'm already veering off into the ether. Okay. America and Shepley, they make me sick. They make me the sick. They're like that really overbearing, cringy couple that you sometimes see in real life. I can't stand those type of couples in real life, and they made my toes itch this entire movie. They got on my nerve. Like, oh my gosh. So they get to the fight, and this is where she meets Travis for the first time. Shirtless, covered in tattoos, all that stuff. You know how it go. And immediately they're just so enamored by each other because this is a YA romance movie. So, duh. I keep touching my ears. I haven't worn earrings for 2 days straight. So I'm trying to like get used to the feeling again. Sorry, I keep touching my ears. He gives her this weird ass pet name. He calls her Pigeon.
Sorry about your sweater, Pigeon.
Pigeon? Like what? Now look, this movie is already some Wattpad garbage bullshit. What is this though? I feel like whoever wrote this book / movie, they were trying to do something different, but it just doesn't work in this case. Like Pigeon, I can't imagine a gym bro fighter calling a pretty girl Pigeon. Like I can like imagine that kind of guy calling someone like sexy or like something, but Pigeon, that sounds like a pet name that a man from the 1930s gives you, and this man has daddy's money. I can't explain it. That's so not right. I don't know. Pigeon, honey, please. So ever since the fight, Travis has been flirting with her, and she is trying so hard to like come across as uninterested. She fails miserably, and this girl literally, she starts social media stalking him, like she's insta stalking him, right? And then she gets caught by Travis, and then she still denies it. Have more finesse, Abigail. Come on. Like, girl, you find him attractive, and then she's like, you're not my type. Like, You find him sexy. Admit that to yourself. Like, it's okay. You find him sexy. You find him delicious, okay? So after many attempts at watering her down, Travis finally gets Abigail to agree to go on a date with him. So Abby dresses down as much as possible, you know, sweatshirt, hoodie, so she doesn't appear attractive to Travis at all. That doesn't help. So he picks her up, right, you know, at the dorm, and they have like this really childish game where they're playing hot potato with the motorcycle helmet because she don't want to get on the bike. I'm like, oh my, like, why are y'all grown? Y'all too grown for this. And he was like, I can do this all day. You know how men be, like, just childish. And they were literally playing hot potato with this helmet, like in front of the dorms. Like, we got things to do. You either getting on the bike or you not, okay, at this point. On this date, they actually get to know each other. Abby learns that Travis has 4 brothers and a dad back at home, and they're very close-knit, and it's really sweet and stuff. Yeah. And this is also the time where she strictly says, this is a platonic, non-romantic, non-sexual relationship. We're gonna be friends. And he's like, okay, I guess, like, bet, alright. The next day, Abby meets this guy named Parker in the most adorable way. You wanna know how they meet? They meet when Abby freaking launches a frisbee into his crotch.
Oh! Oh no! Oh! Oh! Oh!
Now this part made me chuckle, but what made me bust out what made me bust out laughing was that there was a person in the back. I'm sorry, it's not that funny, but it's funny to me. There's a person in the background that saw that he got hit like in his pee-pee with this frisbee, and he's like, police! Police! I'm like, why is that something that I would do and say? Like, I see someone hurt and just yell, police! But yeah, if you want to meet friends, just accidentally hit someone in their genitals with a frisbee. Great conversation starter. So back at the dorm, the water stops working. Boo-hoo, oh no, she can't shower. So Abby suggests that her and America go stay with Shepley just until the water is turned back on. And lo and behold, she finds out that Travis also lives with Shepley because they're cousins. Surprise, surprise. Travis, being the upstanding gentleman that he is, he offers his bed and bedroom to Abby to sleep in. Now, wait. Let me get it together. So naturally, when someone offers me like their room and or their bed to sleep in, I automatically assume that I have the bed and or room to myself. He gets in the bed with her and he's known her all of 5 minutes. Is that not, maybe I like misinterpreted their conversation, but is that not weird? Like, you said, oh, you can sleep in my room, so I automatically assume that, you know, I have the bed to myself. Why you get into bed with me and I don't know you like that? Huh? So it's the next morning, they're in the bed together, they sleep, and Travis has a morning plank, if you know what I mean, and Abby rolls over and she start messing with it, and she thinks it's like a cat, like she thinks it's the tail of a cat. And I'm just like, this is really random, because like you hear the cat like in the scene but you don't see the cat. And she's like, oh, you silly kitty. She's like joysticking the shit out of it. And I'm like, oh. And he's like, yo, that's not what you think it is. And it was a whole shebang because, you know, she was driving the boat. So after a very awkward morning, she runs into Parker again on campus, and he offers to take her out on a date. Oh, that's so cute and stuff. Oh my goodness, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I got a show to go to. You should come with me. And we don't know about this show. So when they get to the show, it's one of Travis's matches. And then when she finds that out, she's like, oh my gosh, like, And while this is happening, Travis is being a big made boy baby because Abby hasn't texted him back all day. Boo-hoo, go cry about it. And then he sees that she's here with a date and he's so mad. He's like, oh, you don't text me back all day and now you're here dressed like that with your titties out. I'm not over exaggerating. That's literally what he said in the movie.
You don't respond to any of my texts and now you're here dressed like that with your titties hanging out.
But you're not hanging out.
Texts and now you're here dressed like that with your titties.
And he's like, they're distracting me. Oh, boo-hoo, shut up. You can't control what's going on in your drawers, so you want to control what she's wearing. Sit down, if anything. Shut up. So this little argument segues into them making a bet. What is with the... I thought we outgrew the bets in the movies. I thought we left that in the 90s. Why did it make a comeback? So Travis and Abby make a bet. And he's like, if I get hit like in this match and like he ends up like touching me and I end up losing, I will go without sex for a month. He's like, that's my thing. And then he goes, if I win and he don't touch me at all, you have to live with me for a month. And she's like, oh please, like, you know, whatever, it's never gonna happen. He ends up winning, because if he didn't, you know, there'd be no movie. I want to add this. The dress that Abby has on is kind of cute. Like, does it look like the least interesting option when you're playing an episode? Yes, but the color looks pretty on her. I just had to add that in. That color was cute on Abby, okay? So after the fight, Abby and Parker are in the car, and Abby's explaining to Parker that, hey, I have to move in with Travis now because I lost this bet. And he's obviously upset. He goes, oh, come on, I thought we were having a good time. We were like vibing, now you're gonna go move in with freaking Travis. And so she's like, oh, it's nothing, nothing's gonna happen, can I have a kiss? And Travis pops up and scares them, like interrupts their whole moment. And I was cracking up during this entire scene because he was antagonizing Parker from outside of the car, like, open the door, I'm about to like kill you. Like, just look at this. I was cracking up.
Bro, this shit I shouldn't be.
God! No!
Time to go.
Yeah, you need to leave the car.
He is not going to do anything. See?
No, he's gonna hurt me.
He's not gonna hurt
No, he's gonna hurt me.
Open the door.
Get out the car.
It's okay.
No, he's a maniac. He is gonna hurt me. Leave the car. Leave the car now. Get out.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
Not much in this movie was funny, but that had me dying. I think it was because Dylan's face and like how he was, I don't know, man, that just, I was cackling. It was not that funny, but it was to me. So she moves in, and you know, over the course of time they start spending more time with each other and getting closer, and they do so by showing us a montage. So there's a part in the montage where Abby is cleaning up while Shepley and Travis are watching a game, so she's in the way. They're like, move, get out the way. So she bends over she bends over in front of Travis, and he like smacks her on the ass like, get out of the way. This girl turns around and smacks the dog shit out of him. Like, I can't tell y'all how many times I replayed that part, because the way that his head just, she smacked the living shit out of him. Oh, my glass is fogging. Oh.
Wait a minute. She smacked the shit out of him.
So after this course of time has passed, Travis decides to take Abby over to his house for family dinner, and she meets all the brothers and the dad, and they're all clamoring to like see the pretty girl that their brother is bringing home, because yeah. During dinner, the boys decide to play a game of poker, and then Abby's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna sit this one out because, you know, of her past. And so they're egging her on, trying to get her to play, and they do the classic misogynistic, oh, we'll go easy on you, don't worry. So she ends up whooping their ass and taking all their money. One thing leads to another. They all put two and two together, and they realize that she is Lucky 13, you know, the infamous child poker player, because that's who she is. Because the older brother was like, had some kind of vibe about her, so he looked it up, and he was like, is this you? You Lucky 13? And she was like, yeah, that's me. So instead of all the boys getting mad and feeling like they had an imposter in their house, they're like, oh my god, I just lost to Lucky 13. Oh my god, let me get my picture with you, sign my arm, like whatever they was doing. I don't know. They were freaking out. They were having a time, okay? So the month-long window is finally coming to a close with Travis and Abby. And as you can imagine, living together, they have all this built up sexual tension for one another, so they end up making out. They're like, I can't take it anymore, let me like swallow your tongue. And so they about to do it, and at the last second, Abby pushes Travis off of her. She's like, I can't, I'm so conflicted, like, you're not good for me, you're this, you're that, but like, I want you. Like, girl, it's not rocket science. If you like him, like, ride him like a cowgirl. Like, I don't know. So while she's having like a freak out in the bathroom with her friend America, Travis sees that Abby is getting messages on her laptop, and he automatically assumes that it's like her boyfriend or another guy, but he doesn't know that it's her dad trying to contact her. So he's mad, he gets up, he leaves for the night. He comes back the next morning drunk as a skunk with the neighbor's cat, and he's like, I know about your boyfriend, you was lying to me this whole time. And she was like, bro, that's my dad, like, I was talking to my dad. And he's salty. He's like, oh, well, okay, that makes sense. So she's mad now, and she's like, you're going through my messages now? Like, oh my god, I thought I could trust you. And he's like,
Abby, I'm sorry. Oh my god, I screwed up. Baby, please.
She leaves, she mad. She goes to the library to get away from it all, and then that's where she ends up like hanging out with Parker. So they hang out, and then Parker offers to take her out somewhere. Lo and behold, it is a surprise birthday party for Abby that Travis planned for her. And she's like, oh wow, you know, she's a main character, she's doing main character things. So after drinking all night and acting a fool, Travis is like, okay, let's take you home, we had enough. And she's like, don't tell me what to do. They end up arguing, and somehow that translates to them like kissing, because I guess sexual tension, I guess. Like it literally went from them arguing to them kissing in the next second. And then, oh my god. So at this part, so when they're kissing, she literally throws up like on him, like just all in his face, and I was like like it made me want to throw up. I watch horror movies all the time, like I see blood, guts, and gore, like, you know, like it's nothing, but that made me, that I wasn't ready for that. That really just so Travis ends up taking care of her throughout the next day, and then he admits to her in her drunken stupor that he's in love with her, but you're not gonna remember because you're drunk as shit. So she's like, okay, since it's my birthday and our last day together, I want you to do something for me, give me a massage. So he ends up giving her a massage. It's very nasty looking, like, you know, massage scenes in these movies are supposed to be sexy. This just made me feel sticky. I don't know if it was like the lighting or the acting, the ass acting, and like the way he was like rubbing it in. I don't know. It didn't give sexy. So this leads to like him trailing up her body. He ended up giving her that slurp slurp 3000 and all that stuff. And then they finally get to the part which y'all was waiting for. They finally end up doing it. When like they're about to start and stuff, she gonna ask him, is it in?
Is it in?
Is it in?
Abby, this is not the time to be playing right now. And he was like, what you mean, is it in? I would've been like, yeah, what you talking about? But yeah, 3 out of 10 for the sex scene. It didn't do nothing for me. So the next day, Abby is approached by a man telling her that her dad is in trouble and that she needs to leave. And she's like, no, not doing it. And then the man goes, well, unless you want him to have broken hands or whatever, you gonna come with me. So she ends up leaving without telling anybody where she's going, because, you know, it's like an urgent situation and she's on her way back to Las Vegas to go tend to her daddy. So she gets to Las Vegas and her dad's like, hey, I'm in debt, I need 100,000, I need you to play it back for me. And she was like, I'm not doing this no more. And then he's like, you don't have a choice, because if you don't, they're gonna kill me if I don't have the money. And she cares about her dad even though he is like trash. So she ends up going to the casino, she cleans house, she gets all the money. But on the way out of the casino, she is stopped by a security guard who she has known from the past, and he takes the money because she's underage, she's not 21. So at this point, she's at her wit's end. She's not with Travis. She just lost all that money. Her dad is like in trouble, and then surprise, surprise, Travis pops up on her because he was like, where were you? Like, oh my god, I was worried about you, I couldn't find you. So they end up arguing, and that leads to them having very clumsy, painful looking sex. Like, they was crashing into furniture, they broke the sink, they were in the shower, and none of it was like, it was just clumsy, and it looked like it hurt, because like by the end of that, my bones would have been aching, like, oh my goodness. Abby tells Travis about the whole debt situation. He's like, you don't have to do that because I'm gonna fight and win the prize money, so you don't have to do. Oh, whatever, shut up, boring. Come to find out, Abby finds out that this whole thing was a scam. Her dad's not really in debt, he's not in trouble, he just wanted her to come back to Vegas and start playing poker again so she can fund his lifestyle. Worst dad of the century. Like, what is wrong with you? She finds that out, she's mad. Of course, she tased the dog out of him. She deals with that. She's done. So after she deals with her dad, she goes to stop Travis from fighting whomever, and they depict him as like this Frankenstein-esque opponent, and he's like just towering and like walking into the ring. It was really stupid. But the fight is interrupted by this random fire, electrical fire or something, so the whole thing is taken care of. It falls apart at the seams. Yeah, they end up back together. They have the money now. They have all that money. They love each other. Oh my god, like, I don't know what I'd do without you. Oh my goodness. You know what happens after that? After all that? They take the money and they get married in Vegas. And that's the end of the movie. Like, literally, as the credits are rolling, there's pictures of them like getting married and, you know, having a time. I'm just like, that feels like random as hell. Like, yes, Vegas is the place for shotgun weddings, but this still didn't feel right. But yeah, that was the end. They took all that money and they got married. Overall, this movie was a waste of time. The acting was very much mid, and I hate to say that because I love Dylan Sprouse, but and I was like, okay, what did I expect? This was from freaking Wattpad Studios. I don't know why I was having high expectations about this. And you know how books are almost always better than the movies? Not this time. I have a feeling that both are just awful. I haven't read the book, but I did watch this movie, and the movie was trash, so I can only imagine what the book is like. But in terms of like valid criticism, the story kind of seemed unfinished in places. And I know it's a movie, you can't fit everything that's in a book into a movie because you only got so much time. But this movie was an hour and 20 minutes long, I think, or something. And I'm like, the book is probably not good. The least you could do is put a little bit more detail in it into this garbage. But like, oh yeah, this is definitely not my cup of tea. It had all of the tropes in romance that I absolutely despise. If y'all know, y'all know. If you don't, go check out this video. I'll explain everything there. Yeah, but it was just sloppy Yeah, but, you know, mid-writing, mid-acting, and all the romance tropes that I absolutely despise. Solid 4 out of 10 for me from this movie overall. So, yeah. I just sound so disappointed. It's like I knew what I was getting into watching this because I haven't heard good things about this movie, and I still came out disappointed. Oh my god, I can't believe I have to watch Purple Hearts next. Oh my goodness. So that concludes our video for today. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you want to talk about what you thought of the movie, drop a comment or 2 or 3, however many you are comfortable with, and subscribe if you want to. I'll see y'all on the next go around. Okay, bye.